عم بتصل فيك مشان الشغالة المحطوط على الانترنت عندك.
للأمانة الشهادة لا ما أساسها فيه زينة، ولو دقعتها الساعة 5 الفجر ما تكشف نفسها وزينة.
فينا نشوفها؟
In the Gulf, women employed as domestic workers are being sold online via apps approved and provided by Google and Apple. It's been called an online slave market. Our BBC News Arabic team posed as a husband and wife looking to buy a domestic worker in Kuwait.
Ready?
Yes.
An app called For Sale is used to buy and sell domestic workers alongside cars and TVs.
فينا احنا اثنين نحكي.
ايه قل له انا وزوجتي على التليفون معك هلا.
The BBC team spoke to 57 users of For Sale who were selling their domestic workers online for thousands of pounds. Most women had no knowledge they were being advertised online and then sold.
عندها فكرة ان هي حتنتقل على مكان ثاني او ما عندها مانع بالموضوع؟
ما قلت لها، أنا قلت لها.
ما قلت لها؟
ما عندها مشكلة، واحدة جاية تشتغل.
App users were violating national and international law on modern slavery, human trafficking and forced labour by selling these women. They were also denying domestic workers their basic human rights.
إجازة بتاخد إجازة؟
لا إحنا ككويتيين ما نخلي صراحة، إحنا مجرمين.
اوكي. بالنسبة للموبايل وهيك؟
لا انسى موضوع الموبايل هذا، ما اعتقد انه يعني هذا من النوع اللي مو متعلم، فاهمني؟
يعني ما بدها تتكلم مع اهلها مثلا، اذا بتتكلم مع اهلها او كذا؟
يمكن مع اهلها تعطيكم مرة في الشهر.
والقانون ايش بقول طيب؟
القانون احنا ما نمشي على القانون.
It's not the only app being used to sell women online. The BBC found hundreds of domestic workers for sale on Saudi app Haraj and Facebook-owned Instagram.
كيف حالك أخي؟ إن شاء الله طيب.
The undercover team arranged to meet with some of the sellers in person.
إن شاء الله بخير. الله يسلمك.
One of them, who told us he was a policeman, urged our team to break the law by confiscating the domestic worker's passport and denying her any time off.
شو بتسوي بالمرور شرطة والنعم شو والنعم.
جواز ما تعطيه، انت كفيلها. ليش تعطيه الجواز؟ ما يصير.
والله ما بعرف، أنا مستغرب، أنا بالنسبة لي بستغرب يعني هيك.
الجواز تخش عندك تجوري.
أوكي.
حق طباخ، حق تنظيف، حق كل شيء.
هيدا نحط الإعلان من ساعة.
A new ad appears on For Sale. An African domestic worker for $3,800.
ألو مرحبا.
هلا
كيفك شكرا؟ عم بتصل فيك بخصوص العاملة الأفريقية على فور سيل.
ايه انا شهر وبنت حلال وشوشة، ما تطلب شيء وآدمية.
في مجال شوفها أتعرف عليه أنا وزوجي هون، هو هلأ حد عم نتصل فيك.
حياكم الله.
شكرا.
The undercover team get ready to meet the seller.
First exit.
Nothing could prepare them for what happens next.
أنت وجه الأسئلة، أنا عسلت.
أي لا أنا بدي أتعرف عليها. ألو. مرحبا.
الله يسلمك. الله يسلمك.
تمام وأنت؟ هاي.
والله العظيم ما كانت تزعل. شوفي هذا بابا هذا ماما. اسمها اسمها عربي لأنها مسلمة.
من غانا ولا من بنين؟
أنا أنسى من كذا ما غانا غينا مدري شنو.
من وين؟
ها؟
غينيا. أوكي.
كل الناس تبي الخدم.
أكيد.
بس قدر الإمكان نبي لها بيت خفيف.
قد إيه
شوفي
عمرك؟
ماما هذه ماما هذا بابا.
قد إيه عمرك؟
أقول لكم الصدق اترك الأوراق. أقول لكم الصدق يعني عشان ترى عمرها 16.
We're shocked to find this woman offering to sell us a child. The young girl seems withdrawn and confused.
كلمة ويا ماما.
Je vais te parler en français. Tu as quel âge? Combien? 16 ans.
مسكينة. إيه حسيت أنا شوي هيك شو انتيوز شوي هيك.
هلا هي بتستحي صوتها ما بيطلع كثير بتستحي.
By employing a domestic worker under the age of 21, this woman is breaking Kuwaiti law and could face up to 6 months in prison. We showed our footage to Amila Bula, the UN Special Rapporteur on contemporary forms of slavery.
This is the quintessential example of modern slavery. Here we see a child being sold and traded like chattel, like a piece of property. What they are doing is illegal. It is not only in violation of national Kuwaiti law, it is a violation of international human rights law and labor standards. So if Google, Apple, Facebook, or any other companies are hosting apps like these, they have to be held accountable. What they are doing is promoting an online slave market.
Google, Apple, and Facebook all claim that they prohibit modern slavery and human trafficking on their platforms. But we found thousands of domestic workers being illegally sold through hashtags used on Instagram and other apps provided by Google and Apple. The online slave market would not be possible without the system of employment used across the Gulf known as kafala, where a domestic worker's visa is tied to their employer or sponsor. Under this system, the domestic worker cannot quit their job or leave the country without their sponsor's permission. Kuwait has some of the strongest laws to prevent sponsors from abusing this system, but apps like For Sale, Haraj, and Instagram enable employers to sell the sponsorship of these workers to other employers for a profit, creating an unregulated black market that leaves women more vulnerable to abuse and exploitation.
That's the problem with that kind of system, is that the employer thinking that they own already the worker, but it shouldn't be the situation. It's only the service, but not the totality of the person.
Together we are stronger.
Anna Bunda is the founder of Sandigan, an NGO which campaigns for the welfare and rights of domestic workers in Kuwait. Following Anne's advice, we show our video of the underage girl to Kuwaiti authorities to see if they can help find her.
ضد القانون. لا يجوز له أصلاً أنه هو يتنازل عن العمل. المفروض كان واجب من صاحبة العمل هذه ما تتداول بهذه الطريقة. أي واحد يتعامل بالمسترجع احنا قاعدين يعني نوقع عليهم العقوبات. احنا هذا الفيديو راح نبتدي نبحث عنه يعني.
10 days later, they managed to find the girl, who we are calling Fatu. She'd been sold to another employer. They take her to the government-run shelter for domestic workers, where she's interviewed by a government official. She admits to being underage and is deported back to Guinea. Fatu is one of hundreds of underage girls trafficked each year from Guinea, West Africa. She's now living with an adopted family in Conakry, the capital city. Fatu says she worked for 3 different households in her 9 months in Kuwait, but was only paid 2 months' salary. She didn't want to show her face on camera, but she wants her story to be heard. Fatu is looking forward to starting school again and rebuilding her life in Guinea. But there are still thousands of domestic workers being bought and sold on Instagram, Haraj, and other apps available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. The policeman and the woman who tried to sell us Fatu did not provide us with a statement, and no legal action has been taken against them. The Kuwaiti government declined to comment further on Fatu's case. Following our investigation, For Sale, the app which was used to sell Fatu, removed its domestic workers section and said,
"The allegations are appalling and ones that For Sale completely condemns."
Facebook, which owns Instagram, told us,
"We do not allow content or behaviour on Instagram that may lead to human exploitation."
Haraj, the commodity app used in Saudi Arabia, did not provide us with a statement. Both Google and Apple told the BBC that this type of behaviour has no place on their application stores, and that they are working with app developers to better prevent illegal activity like this on their platforms.